Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Cole. Sunday afternoon, April 3rd. So we're now entering week 5 of Humanities 2333 Philosophy of Life. You're on the second 8-week schedule for the spring 2022 term. Everybody, please note an email that I sent out this morning about the first written assignment. Everyone should have received an email that went out this morning. It says Sunday, April 3rd, first written assignment. That went out this morning. Please watch for that. Okay, and pay attention to my remarks in that message. That's all I'll say for the moment about the first written assignment that was due Thursday last week. There are some people who are turning in late assignments. Okay, I'm more than happy to look at something late if you'd like to go ahead and submit it. And that's among the matters that I discuss in that email that went out this morning about the first written assignment. Okay. Everyone, we're running a discussion. It's our second discussion of the term. It began yesterday and will run through this afternoon, this evening, and tomorrow until midnight Monday about the mind-body problem on the syllabus for last week and the issue of whether you consider yourself a materialist or a dualist on the mind-body problem. Remember, if you're a materialist, then you think that mind is strictly a phenomenon of that gray matter between your ears. Strictly a physical phenomenon, a material phenomenon. But perhaps you don't believe that the phenomenon of mind can be, shall we say, reduced to that. Perhaps you think mind is necessarily something immaterial that's related somehow, perhaps, to that gray matter between your ears, and that would make you a dualist on the mind-body problem. You think there's two kinds of phenomena going on there, perhaps one material and the other immaterial, related to each other somehow. That position traditionally has been associated with a theistic view. Okay. All right, so that's the discussion that is running through midnight tomorrow, Monday. Everyone, our midterm exam is next week, okay, on Tuesday next week. That would be Tuesday the 12th, I believe. And once the discussion is over, I will get an announcement out officially announcing the midterm exam for next week. Okay, 50 items, 45 minutes. Items perhaps very similar to the ones you found on the extra credit quizzes. That is next week. This week on the syllabus, we finish up the material for the midterm exam. We move to issues associated with religion this week in the class notes for lectures 7 and 8. Lecture 7, traditional proofs for the existence of God. And lecture 8, theodicy, or the problem of evil. So let's say a word about each of those in turn. Okay. Traditionally, we've had in philosophy what we consider to be the 3 traditional proofs for the existence of God, going back centuries, a couple of centuries or more in the history of philosophy. Take a look at each one of them. One of them will argue that the existence of God proceeds necessarily from the very fact that we have the concept of God. Since we have the concept of God, God must exist. Okay? The next argument, the next proof, would suggest that we could not have the universe without God. God is necessary for the universe, not just the planet Earth, but the universe as a whole to come about. The way some people would put it, God is the ground of existence, and the universe could not exist without God. Okay. Then we have yet a third argument that says that particular things in the world exhibit evidence of design. So that comes to be known as what's called the argument from design. Okay. Those are the 3 traditional proofs for the existence of God. Now, moving on to the material for lecture 8. Okay. The problem of evil, or the issue of theodicy, has been an ongoing issue in philosophy of religion and theology for as long as anybody can remember. The issue is this: there are certain characteristics that we traditionally attribute to God, that God is all-powerful and benevolent, for instance. It will be argued that that is inconsistent with the existence of evil in the world. Why would such a God permit the existence of evil? Why would God permit evil to be present? And since evil is present, then that's presented as a knockdown argument against the existence of God. But of course, believers have tried to respond to that in various ways. throughout history. And we lay out some of the responses that have been offered in those class notes for Lecture 8. All right, that will be the end of the material for the midterm exam. We're introducing some new material next week, but you should perhaps wait until after the exam to look at that, the material for the class notes for Lectures 9 and 10. That will be the beginning of the material for the final exam. But we finish up the midterm exam material this week, and we will take the exam next week on Tuesday, after we finish our second discussion, continuing on through the rest of today, Sunday, and through midnight Monday tomorrow, on the mind-body problem and whether you are either a materialist or a dualist. So we hope you will be taking a look at, or contributing to that discussion at least twice before midnight Monday, and then going on to take a look at the Lecture 7 and Lecture 8 class notes before our exam next week. We'll have a bit more to say about the exam and about the material we'll be taking up after the exam when we talk to you a week from now at this time. So we'll finish the discussion tomorrow, Monday, and then an announcement will go out, and I'll try to get some material out to help you study for the midterm exam. But the exam won't be till Tuesday the 12th, so we'll have a chance to say a bit more to you about it when we talk to you a week from now at this time. So I hope you'll contribute to the discussion, look at the Lecture 7-8 material, study hard, take it easy. We'll talk to you again in a week when we'll be getting ready for the midterm exam.